Okay, there's something that all of those beautiful homes that you see in the magazines and on social media have in common, even if they are completely different design styles. And that, my friend, is the designer touch. So today I'm going to share the 11 interior designer approved ways to elevate your home. Some of these ideas are quick and easy, others take a little bit more effort and are more of a project, but all of them make a big impact, and they're all something that you should consider if your home is in need of a little refresh. Okay, so my very first tip for elevating your home is to consider the functionality of your rooms, okay? This is the designer difference, because when we're designing a project for a client, we're always keeping function top of mind, and we're asking the question to our clients, how do you want to use this room? What all activities do you need to be able to do in this space? When you design a space that is based on how you and your family live in your home and what you do in each room, you're immediately going to elevate the entire experience of your home for yourself and for your family and for all of your friends that you welcome into your doors. Okay, designer tip number 2 is to invest in at least one custom element in your home. This could be custom built-ins. This could be a really unique countertop in your kitchens, or a tile backsplash, or some type of a piece of furniture that is the focal point when you walk into your home. The key is to have something unique to your home that adds personality and interest, and it's something that you really, really love. A lot of times we get stuck in the kind of design lane that everybody sets for us. When we see pictures in magazines and online, and we say, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. And then what ends up happening is our home starts looking like the masses. And we want our homes to be unique to us and to what we love. And when we do that, we instantly elevate our home, and we make our home a more personalized reflection of who we are. I want you to remember that this particular item does not have to break the bank. It could be something as unique as an antique find or a piece of art that's very meaningful to you. I just want you to think of it as your personal design signature piece. Okay, tip number 3 is to add architectural details. This is a pretty straightforward one, but you would be surprised at what an impact a little bit of crown molding or some beefed up baseboards can make on your home. So this could be paneling, like some type of really cool picture paneling, or tongue and groove molding, or a really pretty detail on the ceiling, like maybe beams or coffered ceiling. Obviously, these things are a little bit more than, going out and buying a new side table, but adding architectural interest to your home not only makes it beautiful for you, it highly increases the resale value of your home and can make it look and feel so much more elevated and so much more sophisticated. Next up is so easy and so affordable, and that's to add a large mirror to one of your spaces. Mirrors do so many different things. They're like a little bit of magic in the interior design world because they reflect light. They're great at bouncing light around the room. That could be natural light from a window or from a doorway, or it could be incandescent light from your lamps or your ceiling chandeliers, whatever. So it just is a real mood booster, but also it makes a space feel larger instantly. Like, think about putting a large mirror at the end of a narrow hallway, or put a large mirror in your dining room above your buffet if the room is kind of small. Even going a little larger with your mirror in your powder room above your vanity can make a really big impact on a space. It's easy, it's affordable, and if there's one thing to make a difference in a room, this would be the one I would try first. Okay, number 4 is a no-brainer, but you would be surprised at how many bad lighting fixtures I see in houses. So if you can, and you don't have to do it all at once, but little by little, I would say get rid of outdated or builder basic lighting. And this can be ceiling fixtures, sconces, Honestly, even if you have really out of date cans, that's a bigger project, but updating like cans that are from the 90s makes a really big difference. Plus they're so much more energy efficient than they used to be. So think about, I would say, the lighting fixture that makes the biggest impact in your home first, and start with that one, and then kind of go from there. Think about the amount of light that you need in the space, also the scale of the fixture. Really, a lot of times when I see builder grade fixtures, they're just out of scale. They're usually way too small for this space. So be sure and look at the scale of the new fixture that you're looking at. Think about bringing in some really beautiful, warm metals. I mean, a lot of times builder grade lighting fixture is like brushed chrome, which can honestly feel very cold and kind of builder basic. So think about bringing in a really gorgeous natural brass, unlacquered brass, maybe a bronze, or even a beautiful polished nickel. All of those finishes are going to elevate a space. Plus, if you pair that with a great scale fixture and a form that is timeless, you're going to love your lighting for years to come. One last little note on lighting is that if you have the opportunity to add dimmers, I highly recommend it. Dimmers make a huge difference in a home, especially in the evening. And we like to have mood lighting and set that for our clients. And there's no better way to do that than with dimmers. Most of the time, it's pretty easy to switch out a dimmer switch, and they're very, very affordable. Also, don't forget about lamp light. So this is table lamps, floor lamps, small little lamps that can go in your shelves. Lamp light adds so much character in the evenings. Plus, they're a really great way to add a punch of personality and some texture through your lampshades. Okay, next up at number 6 is to create an art moment. And I want to challenge you to add one new original piece of artwork to your home. You would be surprised at how much soulfulness can be added to a room through an original piece of artwork that someone created with their hands. This could be a painting or a sculpture or a line drawing, anything like that, or even a textural wall hanging. Just having someone's beautiful, soulful artwork in your home makes such a big impact on your space. There's just really nothing like it. And that includes prints. I mean, I love art prints, don't get me wrong, but there's something to be said about original artwork and supporting artists. Now, when you're hanging your artwork, I challenge you to think about it in an unexpected way. So you could do, obviously, some type of a gallery grouping on your walls. You could do a grid. You could hang 2 pieces of artwork stacked vertically or a triptych horizontally down a hallway. There's so many different ways to hang and display artwork. And I think when you think about it more creatively than just the standard art installation, it makes a really big difference in a room. It can just add a whole lot of character to a space. Also, don't forget that artwork can be displayed on a tabletop easel, or you could layer artwork on a mantle, or maybe even place a really beautiful piece of artwork like pottery piece or a sculpture on top of a pedestal on a table. There's lots of ways to do it. I just want you to think outside of the box and remember that designers, when we are displaying artwork, we're elevating a space through not only the medium and the style and all the different things about the artwork itself, but also how we display it. Also, one last little pro tip about artwork is that when you're hanging a prominent piece of artwork on the wall that's going to be a focal point in a room, I say add an art light to it. We do this all the time in our clients' houses, and you would be surprised at how much drama is added to a space by highlighting a piece of important art with an art light. Plus, it adds another layer of light into your space, which that's never a bad thing. All right, on to tip number 7, and this is a big one, and that is to curate your color palette. So I'm not just talking about paint colors here. I'm talking about your color palette for everything. So that could be the upholstery fabric that you use on your sofa, your drapery, your rugs, your artwork. Yes, of course, your paint colors, and even the wood tones that you use in your furniture. When you're really mindful about repetition of a few important colors throughout your home, what happens is that you create cohesiveness throughout your spaces. And I'm not saying that every room needs to look the exact same and every color palette needs to be the exact same for each room, but you do need to have some repetition in your colors. Of course, I like to kind of think about sprinkling a few very important colors around a space. I'll give you an example. We're doing a home right now and the homeowners really love this beautiful French blue. So that color is the prominent color in the butler's pantry. But because you can see the butler's pantry from inside the kitchen and also a glimpse of it from the dining room, we're taking that color and we're sprinkling it throughout a lot of the spaces that are adjacent to the butler's pantry. Just makes everything feel so much more cohesive. Plus, it adds that beautiful blue color to the other spaces in the client's home. And it's a color that we know that she loves. It kind of sets the theme for the rest of the decor. Now, my little pro tip for this one is that if you feel lost when you're trying to put together an intentional color palette, I've got an easy fix for you. All you need to do is take a piece of your favorite fabric or artwork or a pillow or a rug, something that you absolutely love the color combination in, and pull your colors from that. It's the easiest way to do it. Designers do it all the time. It's a built-in color palette that you know that you like. All you have to do is color match, and then you can repeat those tones throughout your paint and your other fabric choices and your other rugs and your artwork and your drapery and all the things. You'll have a beautiful color palette and it'll be super easy. Next up at number 8, we have window treatments. Of course we have window treatments. This isn't news to any of us, but I have a little take on this. I want you to think about layering different types of window treatments in your home. So that could be drapery panels, obviously, that could be cafe curtains, that could be really beautiful valances, or even some loose European Roman shades. All these different types of window treatments, first of all, have different functions, but they also add so much depth to your rooms. Don't go in your home and do all drapery panels. I mean, you can if you want, it's gonna be pretty, but it's gonna feel a little monotonous. When you add in some of those other, maybe a little bit more fun types of window treatments, like a cafe curtain, just adds personality into your space while still softening and elevating your rooms. Number 9 to elevate your home is to style your spaces with intention and with a designer's eye. And this one takes a little bit of practice, but it can be so rewarding. When you work on creating vignettes and your ability to be able to style surfaces in your space, what you'll find out is that it becomes a creative practice, and it's a way that you can express yourself, and it's a way that you can add in your personality and what you love into your home. That's really, really important. So remember that every vignette should have a mix of materials, okay? I love to mix all the different materials, wood and metal and glass and something, that's like pottery piece or something like that, and natural stone. I love creating vignettes with all of those different materials because it feels really, really layered and elevated. Also, think about making sure that you're mixing different sizes and scale of pieces and shapes. When you do that, you're gonna have rooms that feel finished. A lot of times we'll walk into homes and we're just like, oh, what is it about this home that feels so good? Why does it feel so cozy and welcoming and all the things? It's generally because it's well styled. All the pictures that we see in magazines and online that we fall in love with, those spaces are well styled. Yes, they're probably also really well designed, but they're not unstyled spaces. So don't forget the power of great styling and practice it. I think you'll find out that you have a lot of fun styling your spaces. Last little bonus about styling is don't forget to edit. This is the designer trick right here. Remember that when we leave some negative space in our vignettes, whether it's against a wall or on a coffee table or wherever it is, that negative space is a place for your eye to rest, it to settle, and then for it to be able to really take in all the beauty of the other pieces. So remember, negative space equals designer magic. Okay, number 10 is a no-brainer, but I have to mention it because it is very important if you're wanting to elevate your home, and that is to upgrade your hardware. I say it over and over again. Hardware is not a place you want to skimp, because your hardware in your home, your doorknobs or your door levers, your cabinetry knobs, your drawer pulls, all of those things are being touched every single day, multiple times a day. So they need to be solid, they need to have a really great finish on them, and they need to be a style that you absolutely love and a style that will last for years and years to come. So think about, you don't have to do it all at one time, but think about swapping out your builder grade hardware in a single room. That's a great project. It doesn't take a ton of time, honestly. You could probably do it in an afternoon, and it's not gonna be a huge investment, but it's gonna be one that you touch and use every single day, and one that will elevate the space instantly. At tip number 11, I say, don't forget the power of flowers and plants. If you have zero energy and zero budget, cut some flowers or a few branches from your yard, put them in a vase, and pop it on your cocktail table. Like, it just doesn't get any easier than that. And I promise you, it will lift the mood of your room instantly. Remember, elevating your home doesn't have to mean that you start from scratch. Start small, swap out a light fixture, restyle a vignette, add some flowers to your cocktail table, and build from there. And if you want a step-by-step guide to the most common decorating dilemmas that I see and the questions that I get asked, I want you to check out the Design Fix Answer Guide. It's totally free, and it's packed with actionable advice to help you create the home that you love. The link is below the video. Now, if you want some more styling tips and how I create really beautiful personalized vignettes for myself and my clients, I want you to meet me in this next video. I'll see you there.